Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Vladimir Putin suggests that BRICS member nations should work towards establishing a single payment mechanism and transition transactions in national currencies. This is exactly where we're going to see, this new financial structure really kind of change, the idea of transactions and how this system is going to be built. It's going to be built not just on different technologies, but on a new ideology. We know BRICS member nations are kind of sick of US dollar dominance. And so, they've kind of broken off and decided to trade in and amongst themselves, but, not to be necessarily overtly combative to Western nations. But, they've had enough. They do not want to be ruled by the US greenback. So here's what's happening now. Putin did say this a couple of days ago. BRICS needs a single settlement mechanism. Well, I have a feeling the XRP ledger would be perfect for that. According to the president, it is necessary to understand what is happening with the national currencies, keeping in mind macroeconomic indicators of the economy. So from October the 5th, BRICS member states should now work on a single payment mechanism and move to payments in national currencies. So they want to, use their national currencies, the Russian ruble, for example, the Indian rupee, the Chinese yuan, and basically, so they don't have to necessarily convert to one currency or even create a BRICS currency. I know there was discussion of this idea that, the BRICS nations are going to create a BRICS currency. So, this is all very important for global trade, trillions of dollars, guys, in global trade. Russian President Vladimir Putin said at the plenary session at the Valdez Discussion Club, okay, here's a quote, "As regards BRICS, we do not need to create a single currency now, but we need to set up a system of payments, create financial logistics in order to explain settlement between our countries. To move to payments in national currencies," the head of state said. "At the same time, we should understand what is happening with our national currencies. Macroeconomic indicators of our economies should be kept in mind in this case. Exchange rate differences and inflation process, the situation is challenging, but it can be tackled. There is a need to work on it," Putin added. So here we have Vladimir Putin coming out and saying, screw the US dollar. And he's even saying, we don't even need to use the Russian ruble, which would be in their benefit. He is saying, let's use our own currencies and let it be a system that is agnostic. Of course, if you remember back in 2018, there was a document uncovered by, I believe it was King Solomon, that pointed to a Russian pilot project on the XRP ledger way back in 2018. So Russia knows about the XRP ledger, international cross-border trading, a biggie, guys, for the BRICS nations. They are just becoming more and more powerful over the years. So, single mechanism, as pointed out by Vladimir Putin, it makes sense considering there are already connections, huge connections with RippleNet in India. Even China does have some connections. South Africa, too, is connected to Ripple on top of that 2018 Russian pilot project on the XRP ledger. So, speculation, obviously, but, I think we can see it clearly. Looking at everything in isolation, it's all making sense here. Not only that, a lot of African countries are looking to join the BRICS nations, and Africa is becoming more and more Ripple-enabled too, guys. This African company, Flutterwave, has just hired ex-Chipper, Microsoft, and Safaricom employees in Kenyan expansion drive. Now, Flutterwave just recently partnered with Hedera as well, so an HBAR and XRP connection here. Flutterwave is hiring more staff for its Kenyan operations as it expands its footprint in the country. The company has hired employees from prominent companies in the last few months, including Chipper Cash, Microsoft, Safaricom, and Wasoko. Leon Kiptum, the former country manager at Chipper Cash, joined Flutterwave as SVP in East Africa. Saruni Mena, a former Chipper merchant business executive, has also been hired as an associate vice president of stablecoin. So very, very interesting there. Flutterwave hired Edward Gandhi as its people operations lead. Gandhi worked at Wasoko, an e-commerce platform, and Safaricom before moving to Flutterwave. Now, Flutterwave seems to be the big mover and shaker, at least one of them, in Africa. They have, integrated RippleNet technology and have been expanding across the continent. These hirings are not even limited to Kenya, as the company is expanding its presence in other markets and bringing in new staff. They mentioned here in this report, currently it is recruiting for its following positions in Kenya: manager for global expansion and payment partnerships, senior manager, country compliance officer, senior associate for business system and processing re-engineering, and an analyst for account configuration, among other roles. So local Flutterwave office in Kenya is also in the pipeline. They're also planning to open a local office in Kenya, which I believe is where they started. But guys, Flutterwave, big opportunity there, started as a small fintech company and has really, over the years, I feel like us in the XRP community, we have seen them really grow and really come into their own over time, really kind of taking a lot of that African market, a very untapped region of the world that could benefit from, the XRP ledger, of course, RippleNet fostered payments, leveraging XRP, because there are so many African currencies that are so exotic that are very region specific. So, using the currency from Kenya and then transferring that to the currency in Ghana or Cameroon or wherever, right? I mean, there aren't, there's not a lot of liquidity there. So there needs to be that mechanism, and Flutterwave can leverage RippleNet technology to provide that to their customers. They have been doing this, and they have been expanding because of its popularity. So great news here coming from Flutterwave. And again, just to go back to this earlier point, a lot of these African countries too are looking to join BRICS. So it would make sense, just back to what Vladimir Putin was suggesting, a single payment mechanism to transition transactions in national currencies. Well, wouldn't it make sense if they used RippleNet integrated software leveraging XRP for those transactions? I mean, all signs are pointing to that, but I guess we're still yet to see the outcome there. Anyway, bringing this up too, guys, with regards to Spend the Bits. Greetings and attention, XRP community. We are thrilled to announce a momentous achievement that fills our hearts with immense pride. So congratulations to Spend the Bits. Guys, they just created a demo here using USDC IOU payments on the XRP ledger using the Spend the Bits app, a great application there if you want to use cryptocurrencies for payments like Bitcoin. I mean, I'm really excited. I know they had a project in the pipeline with El Salvador. I don't know how far along they are there, but I want to use Bitcoin and I want to spend it in El Salvador. That's just something that's on my bucket list. But I'm really excited about that. Here's the demo, and you guys can see, just scrolling through here, you can see the different currencies that are available here. USDC, though, one of the first stablecoin, the first stablecoin, I believe, that Spend the Bits has added to their app. And you guys can see here, they're making a payment through this. They're going to scan the QR code and the payment's going to go through. And this is just the test, sending stable coins over the Spend the Bits app. So, it's looking very, very promising for this company. They are really developing a lot here on the XRP ledger, which I think the XRP community should be really excited about too. There you go. Enter your PIN. Then you got to verify the OTP here. And I will link this in the description for you guys if you guys are interested. Thank you. That was successful. Transfer is pending, but as you guys can see, here, let's just scroll through here. Spend the Bits does now successfully have successful transaction here. You guys can see on the BitHomp Explorer, successful. It has gone through. So $1.20 USDC in stablecoins has been transacted over the Spend the Bits wallet. But of course, this is still a demo. Don't know when they're going to be rolling this out, if it's ready yet. But congratulations there to Spend the Bits. It's unfortunate that they haven't had the support that other developers on the XRP ledger have had. I don't know if you guys remember this from a few days ago when I stated that they were disappointed to share that their XRP grant proposal was declined for the second time by RippleX Dev, which is the RippleX initiative. It was disheartening. And, some people were wondering, well, why did this happen? Hugo Fillion, have you considered being an agent in the F asset system? And Spend the Bits did respond here. Hi, Hugo Fillion. Thank you so much for your message. We successfully completed a proof of work concept with Flare last month and are actively communicating with their technical and non-technical teams to implement FBTC functionality using FTSO and state connector features. So they are currently continuing to develop. Moonchaser here also saying, I'm sorry to hear, Spend the Bits. Count this as a blessing in disguise. You have proven your capabilities by winning a category of the Ripple CBDC Hackathon twice and have a fantastic team behind you. And Spend the Bits did respond. Thank you, Moon. Great decision here. I do wonder, though, based on what Spend the Bits is doing and, based on the fact that they are now developing stable coins on the Spend the Bits app, if that is in fact in conflict with what Coins.ph partnered with Circle is doing here. Now, we know Coins.ph is a Ripple liquidity exchange partner, and so Mike Manfield did post this, okay? A tweet from Woo Blockchain here. Philippine fintech company Coins.ph has partnered with Circle to promote USDC-denominated remittances as a secure and low-cost alternative for international remittances, supporting the United Nations goal of reducing transaction costs for migrant remittances to less than 3%. And then I guess it gives a year there by 2023. Okay, so by this year. And so, guys, here is the article. Ripple affiliate Coins.ph joins new remittance network, reaching unbanked Filipinos. So I mean, could it be that this is in conflict with what Spend the Bits was doing? And I don't know, maybe it's a bit of a political move. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that. But, another piece of great news that's just going to help the XRPL ecosystem. Union Bank to the Philippines has built out a network it says will make it easier for people without access to financial services to receive money from abroad. The bank, the country's 10th largest by assets, announced on Tuesday it's launching 11,000 cash-out remittance counters across the region, including in rural or remote areas where citizens may not have access to banking services. So this will provide, points of contact for banking financial institutions ranging from smartphone apps to full remittance hubs. So giving, the Filipino population a variety of options there. For the effort, Union Bank said it has or was extending its partnership with Coinsph, which we know, guys, is a confirmed Ripple partner. We know, I think there is a connection too, I believe, from Union Bank to Ripple as well. So they're a regulated Philippines-based company using the blockchain platform to provide remittances and other payment services, as well as cryptocurrency exchange. Coinsph also has a relationship with Ripple and uses the XRP cryptocurrency as a payment rail, enabling Filipinos to quickly send and receive funds. So that has been confirmed. The Philippines, another country that is very Ripple integrated. And so then down here, it says DragonPay and other local remittance firms, another, some familiar names here that are also Ripple partners. They're also providing services for Union Bank's new counter network. So I don't know, bit of a conflict of interest. I'm not saying this is maybe why Spend the Bits didn't get their grant money, but a lot of similar projects being built on the XRP ledger. But I think ultimately this is not a bad thing. This is a good thing for development. I mean, for companies, it's a bad thing for revenue, but for the public, the more the better. I think the more options, the better. We then can choose which option suits us best. And for Filipinos, maybe this is the best option for them. And I don't think it would necessarily conflict. I mean, Spend the Bits, an option that is, I'm sure, not regulated in every jurisdiction, or maybe it is. I have no idea. But anyway, just my thoughts on that, guys, as we're getting more and more news that is coming out. Now, I happen to see this too on crypto Twitter, riz.xrp posting this. Absolutely nothing to see here. Keep sleeping. XRP running on the Corda settler. XRP payments, you guys can see here, the back end, the XRP Oracle service, XRP payments, XRP settlement. So, just pointing to this hypothesis that R3 Corda is running XRP. Now, I do believe that it does have the ability to settle in XRP, but R3 Corda can settle in other cryptocurrencies as well. And I don't think XRP is their main cryptocurrency either. So to put this debate to rest, because we did get news back in 2018, I do remember this, R3 Corda and XRP, a match made in heaven. Corda settler, as instructed by SBI CEO Mr. Kitao back in 2018-2019, used XRP in a proof of concept only. This coming from Crypto Eddie here on Twitter. This open source software can utilize any digital asset. This code supports the POC. Anyone can deploy and use with any asset as they wish. This does not mean R3 is using XRP, or I guess more accurately, using XRP exclusively. For a further update in 2023, please see Moonchaser's thread. And so I think we have to pay attention because, a lot of this information is getting conflated. It is a misunderstanding, and I do remember this news from 2018, 2019, that, Corda was using XRP as a proof of concept a lot, has in fact changed since then. Moon Lambo also responding here. 100%, he says, I'll also note that half a decade ago, when this was being discussed within the community, there was a very broad misunderstanding of what Corda settler using XRP even meant. It just meant that there was an option to settle in XRP. Yeah, so that's what I was just saying earlier. The option to settle, it's not necessarily the main currency, and it will not settle in it no matter what. If memory serves me, that's pretty much it. So he says, for example, a smart contract completed and it was necessary for there to be a payout. An option would be for it to be done in XRP. I'm pulling from a 5-year-old memory now, but that's what I recall being the case. So R3 Corda can in fact settle in XRP, but Moonchaser here giving us the nitty gritty in an 8-tweet thread. Let's clear up the R3 Corda settler using XRP false and misinformation narrative once and for all. R3 is not using XRP or the XRP ledger for that matter. R3 Corda uses XDC. So for you guys who are invested in XDC, well, you should be pretty excited about this, I guess. Moonchaser continuing by saying, yes, back in 2018, there was a huge announcement made of R3 Cordas utilizing XRP and the XRPL as their first settlement mechanism. Unfortunately, this was only a proof of concept and never transpired. What eventuated was a nasty lawsuit between R3 and Ripple. You guys remember that? We will be hard-pressed to hear anything from Ripple or R3 because there was a confidential settlement. And guys, here's the ledgerinsights.com article to that effect. Hence, you will find both companies, R3 and Ripple, no longer mentioning each other Since their acrimonious lawsuit and subsequent settlement, there is a legal reason for this. To better understand what is happening, SBI Group is the largest shareholder of R3 and sits on the board of both R3 and Ripple. SBI Holdings, as an important shareholder of R3 and Ripple, will foster and facilitate the growth of these two companies and their pertaining cryptocurrency ecosystems. She continues by saying, FYI, in January of 2019, SBI formed a new entity called SBI R3 Japan as a joint venture with R3, whose largest external shareholders is SBI Holdings. They provide Corda licenses and implementation support in Japan and plan-related matters. We also support collaboration with R3's overseas bases and Corda partners. Okay, the new way Twitter is, I don't really like how I have to click and then go back. Anyway, what is R3 Corda? Well, R3 Corda is a permission DLT platform which enables the building of applications that foster and deliver digital trust between parties in regulated markets. R3 Corda has integrated the EVM-compatible XDC network, and their primary settlement token is XDC. Shock horror to XRP maxis. Down here, she says, lastly, I've spoken to those in the know and can definitively say that at this moment in time, R3 Corda does not use XRP nor the XRPL for that matter. Besides the availability of any public information, there is no activity on the XRP ledger to back up R3 Corda using XRP or the XRPL. This is not a matter of trust me, bro, or FUD. The XRP ledger is a great DLT, so why not speak facts in current projects? There is much for the community to be excited about. So, conclusively, Moonchaser has summed it up. R3 not in fact using the XRPL, but there's so many other projects running on the XRPL. I don't think this is a detractor. They did have a lawsuit, XDC, another great cryptocurrency that I think people should be paying attention to. So anyway, wanted to thank Moonchaser here, Crypto Eddie, of course, Riz.xrp, and all the others. Boy, a single payment mechanism. I'm really curious to see how high we go in this bull run. We are further ahead than we've ever been, guys. Institutional adoption seems to be so close now. And this bull run, guys, our last real time to shine in the Wild West environment. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.